Hello, hello, hello! Welcome everybody to this Talk to the Entities Halloween special 24 hours of facilitators, Talk to the Entities Facilitators, inviting you, being with you to celebrate Halloween. First of all, a great warm welcome from Shannon O'Hara, the creator and founder of Talk to the Entities. She is going to be joining us. There is an entire schedule. We have facilitators, more than 50 from all over the world, that are basically geared up to be with you on this page today in different moments and in different languages. I'm actually going to have a sneak peek in my computer to not make any mistakes, but I know that we have Portuguese, we have German, we have Turkish, we have Chinese, we have Romanian, we have French, we have Dutch, we have Spanish, we have Japanese, so many languages, so many facilitators, so many parts of the world are being invited to be here on this page to look at Halloween and to be present with Talk to the Entities. For the people that are in my same time zone, which is Europe, CET, good morning, but I'm seeing people from other parts of the world, good afternoon, or maybe even already the day before, good night, or good night if you're maybe in Australia. I think it's good evening there. At any rate, I'm so happy to be here and really honored to be kicking off this very special moment. I think it's really an extravaganza that we're going to be having 24 hours. So any moment that you need to get off, and any moment that you can, get back in and meet the facilitators that you might not even know, or that you might not even able to understand because they speak a language that you don't understand. And what if you allow the energy that they're being and the energy that they are contributing and sharing with you to be received, that goes beyond your mind? That might be fun. So I'm already seeing so many people joining me. Thank you guys. Hi. And there's a lot of fantastic facilitators here. Beata, who also speaks Polish. I think maybe she's doing hers in Polish, but I think it's English. And so I'm really psyched. So Halloween, last night I was like, okay, we're going to have this Halloween special. What's Halloween? So I was just having a look, and it was saying that this is connected to a old tradition, a Celtic tradition. And I was like, oh yeah, I remember studying that because I studied anthropology, and it's actually an invitation, a celebration of the end of a season and welcoming the cold winter that is to come. And so it was actually a celebration, a holiday celebrated at the end of October, welcoming the long winter, the cold winter to come, by actually throwing clothes and things in the bonfire, wearing costumes. And it was also connected because the 1st of November is the All Saints Day, the Dia de la Muerte, but I don't speak Spanish, so please excuse me, but the Day of the Dead. So the interesting thing is that here, I'm just reading from actually online, it says that Halloween's origin date back to the ancient Celtic festival of Samhain. And in that time, they said it marked the end of summer and the harvest and beginning of the dark, cold winter, a time of year that was often associated with human deaths. Celtic believed that this night was the night before the new year. The boundary between the worlds of the living and the dead became blurred. So is the world of the living and the dead blurred? I think one of the most empowering organisms in the world is Talk to the Entities, that show us that this is a blurred world all the time. This, let's say, opening of the gates where this artificially distanced world of the entities and our safe mental, rational, logical world of humans come together is actually occurring all the time. But how much have we learned that this is not good, or this is something we have to stay away from, or even that we have to be afraid of? And this is why it's interesting when I read more, because they said that they say that with the winter coming, they're required to honor those beings that will aid, that will support, that will contribute for their agriculture, that will work with them. Those days they knew that they had to work with the spirits of the earth, not against the spirits of the earth. And how much have we abandoned this collaboration, this communication, this working together to be in this rational, logical world? And so I find it really interesting that now all we see in Halloween is that we're wearing costumes and we're going around for candies, trick-or-treating, but this awareness, like, hey, winter is coming, I have my crops, what can I be or do to create more and to be in sync with and present with those energies and entities that will lift, support, create with me? What will it take for us to start living like that, not only on Halloween, or not only on the Day of the Dead, or All Saints as they call it, but every day? So everything that doesn't allow it, let's destroy and uncreate that. Right, wrong, good, bad, all night, pot, book, shorts, boys and beyonds. Now they're suddenly starting to drill next to me. Can you guys hear me? Otherwise I'll put in my earphones. Just let me know if it's disturbing you, okay? Not planned. And so what it also says, which also interested me yesterday when I was reading this, is that they say, like, hey, they realize this is the end of the summertime. It's the beginning of winter. Now, how much are we present with the cycles of the earth and with the entities that are also part of that? And here there is a little bit of a fear, or maybe not even a little bit, like, okay, we have to do the sacrifice with the bonfire. Great to hear, sorry, good to hear that you can hear, good to hear that you can hear me, to appease these entities, to say, hey, we are giving you something, so please take care of us. Now, my personal point of view, and I would say we talk about this a lot in Talk to the Entities classes, is this idea of appeasing comes from fear. How much have we learned that we have to have fear? And what if fear in those days was a way to make you present, was a very distorted way to make you aware that there is something present all the time that we might not see? And what if we don't have to use that fear anymore as a way to become present and as a way to honor and appease, but truly, wow, they're entities of the earth, they're spirits of the earth. This moment is one of those moments that we can just be present more with them, since the winter is coming, the cold winter is coming. What if we don't require fear anymore to be present with something or somebody? What if we don't need fear anymore to choose presence and awareness? And where is the lie that if you are in fear, you are choosing greatness or consciousness? I know one of the interesting things I hear in India that makes me laugh is, oh, the girl is a lovely girl. She's God-fearing. She's wonderful. And I'm always like, why is it wonderful to be God-fearing? So where have we learned that it's wonderful to be fearing those energies and entities that might seem greater than us, but that are not, but they are present to contribute to us if we are willing to be present. And for me, this knowing that, wow, I don't have to be afraid, wow, there are these entities and energies, and they can be people, and it can be my annoying, whatever, aunt, but there are also other kind of entities and energies present that I can be with. How does it get any better than that? I think the entities are speaking through the drill sound, because it's really interesting noises that are coming for me, but I'm thinking you guys are okay for the sound. So yeah, that was what I wanted to kick off with. And I'm really curious what you guys want to speak with or about or want me to look at this early morning. I feel that it's a great morning, a great moment for us. We are in this rush of life and living in this reality. We are in this very mentally constructed reality. Talk to the Entities. Access Consciousness invites you go beyond that. And maybe we can just take a moment now to just, if required, bring our barriers down. And become present with all those energies and entities that are here that we might have been ignoring, or that we might have been even trying to push away, or those entities that we have not been considering. How many energies and entities have you kept out of your world because you were looking? Stefan says the sun is perfect for a Halloween special. I agree. How many energies and entities have you even kept away because they don't fit your definition of entity? And it's become completely silent here. How does it get any better? And in this presence, in this being with, what is possible? In this being with, what can we step into that entities are inviting us to be? Talk to the entities is not a science. It's not a mental activity like, okay, I do talk to the entities. I'm going to bring my bears down, then I do blah, 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 blah. It is not. And in this reality, that scheduling and that rational way is the way. And we all know, I know you guys know this, there is something so much greater available. And so what would you have to be and choose for yourself to choose that space? To choose that space of being. And where indeed, like this idea of there is the world of the living and there is the world of the death, and there is this border, and on certain moments the gates open and there is something occurring, and we have to be careful. What if we can let go of this idea? We can truly allow ourselves to, in a way, stop resisting through these borders that we've created, and allow ourselves to be that energy that perceives, and be that being that perceives and that knows and that bees and receives. What can we create together in the world if we do not only do this on Halloween, or only on our birthday, or only on Christmas or New Year's, but we actually start to muscle train ourselves. We have been so freaking muscle trained to be out of this, to stay away from this, and we use all the distractor implants we can think of to validate and justify and maintain this. And what if we don't anymore? I saw Aditi saying everything in India has background music. So does the version of today. And Vanita says, talk about why you chose to become a Talk to the Entity Facilitator. Wow. Well, it was the only facilitators class that I went to a few years ago, where I said, oh, I'm only going to go to the Talk to the Entities Facilitators class for myself. It's a gift to myself. I'm just so curious, but I'm not going to be facilitating this class. This was my fantasy. And luckily, the entities had very different ideas about this. Because as soon as I went to that class, my world completely changed. Shannon, as many of you have experienced, many beautiful facilitators that are on and that will be on today, has this wicked, I would say this wicked way of being, that she just freaking instills something in your world where if you're interested in consciousness, you cannot hide it from yourself any longer. And this was the case with me, as I know for many people. And so, you know, Talk to the Entities Facilitator, being a Talk to the Entity Facilitator has, in that way, was nearly like something that I desired to do as an idea, and I never knew what I was choosing till I sat there and my world just opened up. And when I started facilitating, every time my world opens up, and the world, the universe opens up. Yeah. And so, you know, I know that there are many here that will be speaking perhaps about this too, but like, what can we all be where this talking to entities is not anymore a thing we do, is not anymore a manual action, but is really like all the access tools, a way of being. And sure, it's really like, you know, you learn to walk. So one foot at the other foot, and you fall and you get up, and you know, and then you don't think about walking anymore. If you want to go to the toilet and you have to go, you don't think about right, left, you just go. And so what if we don't have to think anymore and be, and start to first play with the tools, and as you play, become the tools. And somebody's beautifully Karen has written, choose it every day, 24/7. Yeah. And this reality is so into celebrating anti-consciousness and unconsciousness. And this reality is so into showing you and luring you with the greatness of thinking and the proof and justification and fear and distractor implant. And what would you have to be where you can be this energy, where those distractor implants, you're like, ha 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 ha, not putting my foot in the poo-poo of distractor implants and then complaining that it's smelly anymore. So this is my personal surprise, really. I literally did the Talk to the Entities Facilitators class in the summer in London. And then I started to facilitate an entities class in October, and then I haven't stopped. And I've been traveling all over the world, and it is so amazing to see how much we all have entities awareness, and we've learned that it's only for those, or we have to be afraid of that. And what if that, what you think you should be afraid of, is that which is the key to all of you, and is the key to the greatness of you? What if that you're supposed to be afraid of is actually what make others afraid of you? And as I love, Shannon says, don't be scared, be scary. What if you're willing to be scary, dangerous, intimidating, instead of appeasing, instead of bowing down to this reality and the lies? And in that bowing down and submitting to this reality, maintaining it and continuing it, right? What if we can be that energy that is required, that opens that all up? So we, with these amazing Talk to the Entities tools and being that energy, space, and consciousness of that Talk to the Entities, can start to create. We are creating a different reality. I mean, every time I'm seeing what all these amazing facilitators, and I also, we're all creating, and Shannon is creating with the classes in the world, it's phenomenal. And as I was saying, I travel, as many do, in many countries. I facilitate in French, English, and Dutch. And I've been traveling really from like all over the place. And it's been like, wow, we have been so misinformed about entities and energies. We have been so misled about our capacities with energies. We are energetic beings. And where have we learned that we are mental constructs? We're like a head on feet, or maybe legs if you're like a sassy girl. But we're basically just a head walking. And in a way, Talk to the Entities allows you to become a body again, which it seems like I'm seeing it like as a cartoon. Yeah. And so this page, this Talk to the Entities page that has been created as well, like, you know, people are interacting and are sharing their experiences. And what if we don't have to hide this anymore? I know that many people go, look, Talk to the Entity is such a weird title. It's such a, can we change the title of the class? And I'm like, I know that Shannon was aware of something, and Gary Douglas, the founder of Access Consciousness, that in a way I would say worked with Shannon, and the life of Shannon was in a way like this work of creating, really opening up all these awarenesses and tools of Talk to the Entities. They're aware of something with the name Talk to the Entities. People are like, oh, I don't know if I can post, you know, Talk to the Entities. People might think I'm crazy. How fucking crazy is it that acknowledging that we're aware of energies and entities is crazy. And how much have we made that crazy so normal that we think we're crazy? And everything that is that's destroyed and created. Right, wrong, good, bad, all night, butt, book, shorts, boys, and beyonds. Cool. Yeah. I'm actually really, I have to catch up with all the messages. Thanks, guys. Ahead walking, yeah. Yeah, I know that there is Goga coming up in 10 minutes. I don't have the schedule by heart, but I will. So just so you know, we have Croatian with Goga coming up, and after that Japanese for an hour actually, and then English, and then it goes on. What else, guys? Is there anything else that you would like me to talk about? I saw somebody saying, can you speak about the elementals? That's the phone. I'm in my parents' house today. I will let it go. And what else? So what if this Halloween is not... So I'm just going to quickly go back to this whole... we have to be afraid. Let's appease the gods and do this Halloween thing. Like, what if this Halloween is truly, and this is why I love what Shannon has created with her team, is truly a celebration of the entities and the spirits of the earth in a way, and is a celebration of the beautiful summer, and is a celebration of our awareness of these entities. And there is no need to go to fear, and there's only possibilities if we're willing to see fear as the lie for what it is. And there you go. What else is possible with that space for us all? Are you having fun with entities in India? Someone is calling. You guys are hilarious. Yeah, it's so funny because in my mom's house it's always so quiet. So I was like, I don't really prefer to use headphones, but I could. And then, ta-da! But I know that it's not a big deal. Yeah, and so what energies, spirits of the earth, entities are you aware of now? And what if you can acknowledge them and acknowledge your awareness of them? And what is possible with Talk to the Entities that you think is not possible? That if you would allow the possibility, would actualize a totally different reality. Right, wrong, good, bad, online, pot, book, shorts, boys and beyonds. And I would say, connected to the question about, becoming a Talk to the Entities facilitator, it is really this acknowledging and whatever you have to change in you to be that energy that acknowledges, and being that willingness to be present. And what inspiration and invitation can we all be it a Talk to the Entities facilitator or not? What if you don't need that excuse? Like, I'm not an entities facilitator, so somebody else can do it for me. What if we can all stop hiding? What if we can all stop passing the bucket? What if we can stop pointing fingers at others and be that ourselves? Where we are that invitation and inspiration, and we are that willingness. And the moments that we forget, but then we can stop forgetting by being present again. And it's that willingness to be like, hey, I put my foot in the poo-poo, but I took it out. And I'm going to be present again. And hey, I'm aware of something, what's occurring. Hey, I'm doing fear. Wait a minute. Are you willing to be so tenacious? And are you willing to be committed? Because committed to consciousness, committed to being this present, is being committed to you. Being committed to being present with all that is doesn't mean you're sitting there like doing anything. It's literally willingness to be that space, that energy space and consciousness, and that choice that interacts with, that is aware of, that acknowledges, that perceives, that bees, and that receives. And so you will have to be willing to be more potent, your greatness, be stronger. And what if we can at least be that, all of us together in this 24-hour life, and then let that kind of trickle down, trickle into, leak into our days and our lives more and more. And everything that doesn't allow this can be destroyed and created. Right, wrong, good, bad, all, and then book, shorts, boys and beyonds. Woo! Wowzers, what a day. What a way to start a day. I know it's not a morning for everybody, but here it's really gorgeous. I'm seeing the sun slowly coming up, and just before I was in bed lying, kind of tapping into this beautiful day and hearing the birds. I was like, oh, there's still a few here. And like, wow, what a beautiful planet. What a beautiful earth. And what beauty can we be, and are we already? And how more color can we add to this beautiful earth, where all these energies and entities that are present can be acknowledged and can be seen for who and what they are. Thank you everybody for joining me. Thank you for joining me for this kickoff. I'm really honored, and thank you, Shannon O'Hara, for inviting me for this kickoff, but also for this amazing energy that is available in the world, and that we are able to all create and be in the world. So I will leave the platform, leave the stage to my next facilitator, and Goga is going to start in a few minutes. And I really hope you enjoy this extravaganza, because this really is an extravaganza. I personally will be back in 12 hours, or 11 hours and a half for a French live with Cindy. So maybe I'll see you there. But otherwise, I am so grateful, and I wish you a beautiful day, night. Hope you'll be on with us as much and as long as you can to enjoy together with all the facilitators. And all you facilitators, you guys are awesome. Bye guys. Thank you.